All right, so now we are at the final match of the night that everybody was waiting for, except for me, because I really didn't care. Adam Page versus.
Really? I mean, I was curious who was going to win.
No, I just didn't care about the match.
Oh, well.
Oh, I was like,
Adam Page versus Kenny Omega. I'm sorry, it's just the build up.
Wait, for Ospreay, you.
And then when I oh yeah.
You had to drink during the Jack Banks. Like, whoa,
I got you too drunk. I got you too drunk, Jupes. Sorry.
Adam Page versus.
Well, to be fair, he's British Kenny Omega. He's kind of like the difference between Balrog, or is the difference between is it Balrog? Is that the boxer from Street Fighter?
Yeah, in America anyway.
It's the difference between Balrog and Dudley. One's just British.
I want to do the V trick on you, bruv.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do a one-wing danger on you, bruv. You're like, what?
God, that was Kenny Omega. Anyway, Adam Page against Ospreay. But anyway,
I want to hear Ospreay just fully triple down on his accent and like make no sense on a promo. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, bruv. I'm gonna go die. I'm gonna go over the gas, and then we're gonna go here. You feel me? And it's like, what? What? Anyway, go on. Sorry.
So, I think my issue with the build up to this match is that I just couldn't care because of the motivation behind it. I don't know. It just seemed kind of like forced to me, I guess. But I'm kind of whatever anyway. But anyway, there were a couple of parts that I thought kind of annoyed me. Okay, well, first of all, there was a normal match, normal rules in place, but they were not consistent with their rules. Like for
referee discretion, remember?
Anyway, this is not a tournament. This is like it's over. It's over, man. So anyway,
well, it is a tournament because it's the finals for the Owen Hart thing, isn't it?
Anyway, it's not a real tournament. So anyway, this is AEW. They don't know what they're doing. But anyway, no, seriously. Okay, there are like parts of the time where the ref is counting out with them outside of the ring. Normal count out. They're just it's over. But there are other times where they're both out the ring and the ref doesn't do it at all. It didn't make sense to me. But anyway, ignoring that, we have a few notes here. We have that Adam Page used the angel wings, and he actually referenced Christopher Daniels, who he ended up forcing to retire, which was also kind of whatever. And then Ospreay ended up using the Styles Clash off the apron and onto the floor, which looked kind of
Yeah, that looked very dangerous.
Yeah, and painful because you had to take the impact to protect the other person. Ospreay ended up kicking Hangman off the apron and onto the announce table, but the table collapsed under their weight because
they were trying to pick him up to do a deadeye or something.
He was trying to do the deadeye and on Ospreay, but the table collapsed and
went into business for itself.
Yeah, the table went into business for itself, and we didn't really take many notes on this match. I don't know why.
Oh God, yeah, because we were probably it's late.
Yeah, that's right. It was getting late. We were getting sleepy, and we were just saying, what, maybe Jack.
That was more like into the match to jot things down.
And I was just curious how things were going to go, and then we were saying, but Jack and William probably would have picked up more than we ever could. So we said we're going to leave it up to them.
Yeah, Jack. Any other notes on the end of the match and everything? I know Hangman did eventually win and everything, but any moves and things?
No, I mean, like they did good reversals. It was a solid back and forth and back and forth. It seemed like the one major this is obviously match of the night, but the one biggest criticism I would say about the match was it really dragged at times, and like I felt they could have cut a couple of spots and they could have focused a little more on their in-ring work. But considering it's the main event and it's a tournament finals, I gave it a lot of leeway because I'm used to like New Japan 40 plus minute matches. So, but like to be fair, yeah, I mean, Hangman did really well. He seems to finally Only took him 7 fucking years. Finally seems to know what he's doing in the ring. Ospreay is like one of those guys who could pretty much like he could fight a mailbox and make it look good. So I wasn't really surprised with Ospreay's abilities. It was more of like how is Hangman going to balance out his style, which is more of like based on like powerhouse striking against Ospreay's high flying, because Ospreay's biggest opponents have always been people who are good counters to his high flying striking. So like his biggest rival has always been Zack Sabre Jr. because Zack Sabre Jr. is a ground mat submission style wrestler. Because it doesn't matter how much you fly. If someone got your ass on the ground, you're like, bam, like that's it. so it is kind of funny because like I saw someone online call it porn stash page versus the aerial ass. Like fair. Like fair. But no, it was honestly, it was the match of the night. Yeah, it was mostly just like solid hits, solid moves. Again, I would have cut a bunch of stuff, like mostly like, you know, the table spot and maybe here and there. And it goes back to that criticism you were talking about, Wendy, where it's like you shouldn't be doing multiple finishers over and over and over again because it gets really tiresome. Yes. And especially with the move like, you know, Ospreay's, where he's got so many finishers, I'm just like, it gets irritating fast. And so you're like, after the third or fourth time it happens, you're just like, let me guess, he kicks out. And sure enough, he does. And you're like, so you're like, it is what it is. I mean, granted, I'm just kind of nitpicking about it, but overall, I mean, for what it was, for a main event, for a final, yeah, I thought it was a great way to end the show. Great match. Probably it was best match of the night, and honestly, it was like receiving a really, really good dessert after the crap meal that was the collision, the Anarchy in the Arena match. So, yeah, like this was a major palate cleanser. So, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. What about you guys?
Yeah, I liked it, and I mean, it kept you awake.
Yeah, it did. But like I said, the multiple finish, like so close, so close, so close. And I was like, okay, come on, we gotta go to bed, you know.
Yeah, we gotta work tomorrow
or something like that. Yeah, Johnny, what about you?
So personally, I didn't care too much about the match, maybe because I'm not really that invested in Adam Page. Yeah, and I actually I would have preferred if Will Ospreay won this match, to be honest. There were many close calls where Will Ospreay could have won, and you know he lost. You know, I forgot what it was that made him lost the match, but it was still a good match on its own, like for what it's worth. But it's not something that's like I really care too much about, if that makes sense.
Now, two things I want to mention real quick. Number one, you have to keep in mind that the winner of this match is going to go up against Moxley and everything. So we got to see what's going on there.
Yeah, so we're going to get at was it All In? It's going to be Will Ospreay, Adam Page versus
Moxley.
John Moxley for his title.
Yeah,
but at this point, I don't care who would have won this, just as long as they get the title off of Moxley and ditch this whole Death Rider bull crap.
Yeah. So the one thing I heard on one side, a lot of people were saying that if you considered it that way, it would make more sense for Hangman to win because Hangman's style kind of goes better with Moxley. Like Ospreay would have to like slow himself down a lot to match up with Moxley because he's way too fast paced and all that. You know, Moxley doesn't.
Here's my opinion on that. Then Moxley need to learn how to do better.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that's what they're saying. So in this case, it would make more sense for Hangman to go after Moxley and everything. And then the other thing I want to say, I'm surprised. I don't know if there's some behind the scenes reason or maybe schedules or whatever, but I'm surprised that in this case we didn't get like the Tony Khan coming out with Linda Hart or Linda. I don't know her name. Yeah, we didn't get to see Owen Hart's wife and. yeah, there was nothing, and I was saying, well, I don't know. I guess because they went long, maybe they'll do it on Dynamite or not. Yeah, AEW
No,
Dynamite.
they didn't even
But they didn't do it there. Yeah, they didn't do it there either. And it's so weird because it's such a like the last year because it's a coincidence that the people that are actually going out together both once and they made a big deal out of Cole and Britt Baker winning their respective tournaments and they're all together and all that kind of garbage.
Wait, but weren't they in Canada last time? Maybe that's why.
I don't know, but anyways. It's so weird, but they can fly in, you know.
I mean,
but,
I know. I'm just
but anyways, it's just weird that they didn't do that. She didn't come out. There's no whatever. There's supposed to be some kind of official something. Maybe it's just weird because Hangman doesn't really go together with Mercedes, right? With Mercedes or something, I guess. But it's so weird because it's a big tournament. There's a cup. They do the thing where the cup is there, they're all staring at it because I'm gonna win that, that kind of thing. And there's no, official handing of the trophy or no ceremony.
yeah, you're right. Wow. But like I said, I said it before for this. I mean, maybe last year was a little better, but I said for this year, it's like they didn't even. It was sort of like the Owen Hart Cup was like a second thought to me. It just felt that way to me.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I said. Maybe I don't think it was the main event last year, but this year it was. So whatever. So okay, they'll do it on Dynamite. No, they didn't. So that was kind of weird. But the other thing I want to say though is this is what's going on right now. They're doing a storyline in Dynamite where Ospreay says he's still in Hangman's corner because you know how it goes with Moxley and all his motherfuckers. So so Ospreay wants to help out to keep these fuckers out, when they have their match. But then they're doing a little thing where Swerve doesn't want to help because he still has like a hatred for Hangman. And I mean, you could kind of predict that either he'll warm up to it before the match or he'll do a surprise thing where he just comes in during the match to save or whatever. But the thing is, like, they need more people because like the Death Riders is like fuck it's not that many.
Now they have Gabe in there.
Yeah, there's like 20 guys in there and just Ospreay and Swerve aren't going to be enough. You need to get the ops people in there to get the numbers.
Unless they somehow what's his face comes back after being almost suffocated by a plastic bag last year.
Oh, Darby Allin?
I think a plastic bag.
I can't. I forgot who it was by now.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Okay, I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Is he still? He's still in
Is he like officially retired? I don't know. But yeah, Jack, what are your thoughts on those statements? On the fact that what's his face? I'm out of here. Hangman is a better fit for Moxley compared to Ospreay, but at the same time, the fact that there was no like, ceremony for the trophy or nothing.
Well, I mean, it seems like they, it's really funny to me when it comes to this whole Owen Hart Cup thing, because in the same way, I respect Martha Hart, Dr. Martha Hart.
That's her name.
I love Owen to death.
Like
I've always been a fan of Owen's career, even before WWE. Like I loved his New Japan run, everything. But the thing of it is, I do find it hilarious and kind of hypocritical that Martha doesn't want to put Owen in the WWE Hall of Fame because she doesn't want them to bank off of her husband's name, which is fair. I mean, they did technically kill him, so fair enough. But she's totally fine with this company doing that exact thing, as in using his name to gain credibility. That's really what they're doing. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not fair. Like that's wrong. In my mind, like that to me, that's wrong. To do the name off of, someone who's no longer there just to make yourself sound credible is kind of lame to a company to do. So I'm kind of par for the course. It's kind of like, oh yeah, he won the cup and then anyway, I'm like, it seems like it's so funny. A friend of mine put it best. He says, Tony Khan is like an anime fan who loves tournament sagas but never finishes the tournament. And I'm like, yeah, he is. I'm like, it's like a person watching the Dragon Ball tournaments. I'm like, oh, I love this match. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, is it? I don't care who wins. Basically, what he does is like, yeah, pretty much. Like, I really think he is like that. I really think he doesn't think it through. And then when he does, he's like, now what? It's like, but I do agree. I do 100% agree. Hangman versus Moxley is a better fit and match than Ospreay versus Moxley, solely on the fact that not only it complements each other's style because they're both hard hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe if Khan had the balls, he would make it. He would make it. Everyone's banned from ringside, and it's a steel cage. A steel cage.
Is that these motherfuckers coming anyway? It's the only thing I hate. Like, they need to be disabled.
Yeah, like the last steel cage match they did with Moxley and Joe, wasn't it? And they slid the belt, the briefcase with the alleged belt inside. And
yeah, and then Claudio and fucking Yuta still got involved. So they still show up anyway. I mean, they could do the thing. They could say they're banned from ringside to get more whatever.
Yeah, and someone could call the distraction and they throw something in and get Moxley.
I think what would be great. This is what I would do. Show a backstage segment. Okay. Plan it out this way. Wait for them to come around. And then you get all these people to attack them, like Mark Briscoe, Ishii, all the people. But they coordinate their attack to cluster them into a room. And then you bolt and lock and barricade the door and lock them in for the match. That way they have no way to get out. And then Moxley like
nope, I got a better idea. A bigger ambulance.
Put him in a trash can. That's what I would do.
No, throw him in a dumpster.
Yeah, put him in one of those big ass dumpsters, close the lid, lift it up with a forklift.
Oh, Nana can drive it. Nana could be driving it.
Yeah, and Nana could be driving it like, wee, like driving it like. Wee.
That's sad.
There you
man.
go.
So sad.
Or here's an idea. How about Joe locks them in his ice cream truck from Twisted Metal, since he plays Sweet Tooth, and just drives them the fuck away. It worked for me. And then you could do a crossover with Twisted Metal. There you go.
I just
But have him dress up like a pirate, so that way you could also do a crossover with the new Yakuza game he's in.
Oh, Jesus. Well, have him dressed up as the pirate while driving that ice cream truck.
Yes, you have to have it both.
While chasing Sammy Guevara.
Yes.